a zero. They ended up peeling two guys. Can't imagine that's what they were really trying to do, and kind of trying to move off schedule. And I'll have to go back and look at it, but there was other opportunities on the previous play that we could have converted on that one.
So there you go, Sean McVay, of course, defending his guy, and I think it's going to pinpoint one play per game after the certain weekend, but that's one to look at in terms of the change of everything going on. Of course. Outside of that, a pretty clean game from both teams. We only had the one turnover in that game, and that's what matters from the Rams' perspective, and it mattered a lot for Seattle to go up 11. And then that fourth quarter zoomed by, all because the Rams went on that long drive with about 12 minutes to go, 14 plays, 79 yards, and then with about under 5 minutes to go, could not get that fourth down conversion for a touchdown, and they end up not touching the ball until 25 seconds to go. Seattle puts it away, burning 4.5 minutes of clock there, and that essentially won the game for Seattle Seahawks. But a very fascinating game. I don't think there has been much difference between these two teams. Obviously, Seattle came out on top and won this one, but I could argue that game has been a coin flip all year between these two teams. One team had to win a division and be had the home field versus the other. And unfortunately, the one issue we've talked about it all season with the Rams isn't the offense, isn't the defense. It was the special teams who once again reared its ugly head, which I now believe has cost the team 3 games now this season. And in its most fatal moment, it cost them again. And so, unfortunately, the Rams season ends, and it'll be tough to swallow. Devontae I was watching his post game. He was despondent. He was tearful. Not very having a hard time kind of describing his feelings about that game. And there was a little bit of asking about Stafford. Was this his last game? I don't know if that's real. I don't think that's very much of a storyline at all. I think if you have an MVP season, you're coming back and trying it again. You're playing as good as ever. But this version of the Rams, it is so tough to replicate what they've done. I just wonder if this was the window or if next year is one more shot at the window, especially with them hosting the Super Bowl next year at SoFi. But that one play is what I can think of, Jorge. I don't know if there were some other moments that you can pinpoint to, but it's all I'm thinking about if I'm a Rams fan is Xavier Smith fumbling that punt.
Yeah, I feel like that was a crucial moment. However, I feel like there were still opportunities for them to continue. Because it was kind of early in the game when he fumbled that.
No, it wasn't. It was in the third quarter, Jorge. Yeah, with about 12 minutes to go in the third quarter, and then the Seahawks scored right after that.
It was 12 minutes in the third quarter? So
it
was pretty much after halftime, right?
Pretty much right after halftime. Put them up 24-13 at that moment.
I still feel like there was a lot of time, though.
Certainly a lot of time. But here's how the possession goes, right? Muff punt. Seahawks score the touchdown, right? So with about 12:02 to go, the Rams, 4-play, 75-yard drive, scores a touchdown. Then the Seahawks go on this 5-minute drive for a touchdown. And then the Rams answer with a touchdown on a 5-play, 77-yard drive to go to 2 minutes left in the third quarter. So we're trading touchdowns right after this.
Yeah, the thing is, pro that I feel is that the Seahawks gave them a chance later in the game when the taunting call was made.
Yeah, because
they were 4th and 12, and if that taunting call wouldn't have been called.
We'll get into the taunting call. I don't want to kill it right now because
okay.
The naughty and nice list is getting spoiled right here. But yeah, no, I feel it. No, go ahead, make your point.
I just felt like they still had enough time to come back in this game, and quite frankly, they just couldn't do it. And I feel like they had great wide receivers and a great quarterback, but it just felt like they were missing something. Like something.
Well, they needed to stop in those possessions, right? Those 2 touchdown drives that Seattle ended up scoring on, right? Because you go to Jake Bobo for that touchdown, right? Literally, it was trading touchdowns all the way to the end of the game after that. after the muff punt. It
Yeah.
ignited offense for both teams, long drives, scoring touchdowns. Stafford to Devontae, cut it to 4, right? Made it 24-20.
But there was a red zone when they were in the red zone instead of a touchdown, they kicked the field goal. The Rams.
No, they never did. Jorge, I got the play sheet in front of me.
Okay.
I'm sorry. They kicked 2 field goals in the first half. You can say, yeah, the Rams started slow, for sure, in the first half, because punt, field goals feels pretty slow for the number 1 offense in football, right? While the Seahawks opened with touchdown, field goal, punt, 10-6 is going to be.
I'm confusing my games.
Yeah.
It was a blur.
Were you getting sleepy?
Sort of blur.
Were you getting sleepy? Were you? Was the
No,
food?
I watched them,
I know.
but just all became one thing.
Well, that game can feel like a blur because you're kind of like you're mesmerized by how efficient the offenses were that whole game. Like it lulls you, right? Because it kind of like suddenly I was like, oh my God, this game's almost over. Like I didn't realize how much time came off the clock when the Rams did that one drive, when the one drive in that fourth quarter, that was about 8 minutes where they didn't score. You know what I mean? And it lulls you into sleep, and it lulls you into this false sense of security, and suddenly the game's almost over, and you're pretty much relying on that one drive to happen, and the Rams can't quite get it done in that situation, and then their defense, which, I don't know, Jorge, if you think about that Cooper Kupp play, what that was at the end, like it was a 3rd and 8, if I'm not mistaken, right, Jorge? And Cooper Kupp caught that football, and it's really close to that first down.
The one where he the fourth quarter.
Yeah, fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I got 3:20 to go. Sam Darnold to Cooper Kupp for 7 yards, tackled, reaching for it. I think he got it on first blush, but there was a weird timeout thing that happened. I think Sean McVay called a timeout, but he wanted to review it, but I think he called the timeout first, and you can't do that when you want to review it again. It's a very strange timeout situation for the Rams in that part. So we had both situations kind of end up that way. Where I thought Vrabel had a chance.
What happened is he called the times to see if they were going to review the play. However, they couldn't review the play, so then he went on and he just couldn't the timeout, and he had already wasted.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was his second one, and then ended up with one timeout left. And
and they ran up first down. Kenneth Walker for no gain. Final timeout. Rams had 3:05 to go with no timeouts left, and it was pretty much it. Darnold finding JSN, and then another penalty with that Kobe Durant defensive holding, which was such a killer, right? 2 at the down stretch of that game, and once again going back to the penalties, it wasn't very many penalties for the Rams too. Like the margin is so tight for that Rams team yesterday.
It was like 2 of them or 1 of them.
They have 4. They had 4 for 30 yards. Seahawks had 6 for 50. So it's just such a fine line when you're playing 2 great teams that know each other so well. Definitely felt like kind of that Niners team in 2013 that just was so close into that one. But if I'm a Rams fan, how I'd feel is certainly a missed opportunity. I'm frustrated. I wish this team had the ability, because it felt like all year this team had the ability to get to where Santa Clara was in a Super Bowl. And now you don't feel like you have a guarantee run again because everybody just gets a year older, especially on that offensive side. Like the idea that Puka is going to stay healthy again. He takes so many dang hits. Like it's hard for me to realize, I'm like, are we going to have healthy Puka for a full year? How's Devontae going to do at age 33, 34 now, right? Stafford at 38. Like, it's tough. It's tough to ask for another year like this. It's not guaranteed. But this Rams team has proven that they can overcome that kind of stuff. And we were talking Stafford with a back injury before the season started. So, and here they are. Just one touchdown away from winning the NFC Championship potentially. But I digress. We'll talk about it more next. Who's been naughty, who's been nice next from the NFL weekend on 1430 ESPN.
Fall is here, and it's time to get moving at Valley.
All right, welcome back to Behind the Bench here at 1430 ESPN Fresno. Valley's local sports leader here on this Monday, Reaction Monday, as we always do here. Forgot to mention, we got Lexi here as well, who's doing the video stuff. So wave to the camera if you're on camera there, Lexi. There you go. Appreciate you as always for being here as well. Let's get to our Who's Been Naughty, Who's Been Nice of the weekend. Jorge, where are we feeling? What are we feeling? What side are we feeling? The nice or the naughty to start with?
Let's go with who's been naughty.
Who's been naughty? All right, let's get some people feeling bad about themselves. Here we go. First been naughty. And we're going to Sean Payton. And I think it's clear and obvious why we should go to Sean Payton, who, I get it. Hey, he hit all the buttons and the whistles he wanted to hit to get ready for this game. But for a guy who had the confidence in the world and feeling like he was a guy who had all the answers, I feel like he failed at a couple moments in that game to snatch the victory out of the jaws of defeat, right? Or snatch the defeat out of the jaws of victory, whatever it is. Anyways, they lost. And I know he's been killed already, but the one decision, obviously, to go on fourth down is a bad one in terms of it. But I do think the game plan offensively for the Broncos just was not set up well for them to be ready for the moment of what that game was going to turn into, which was, a snowball, like a snowball game that turned into minimizing the mistakes. And there were some deep dropbacks from his quarterback. There was a lot of running around behind and long developing plays in certain moments. And the Patriots took advantage of it. And I thought, for a guy who everyone said he was going to have the golden game plan to take the ball out of Jarrett Stidham's hands and make his team win the game for him, outside of one or two throws, nothing really happened.
Outside of the first half or the first
Just
quarter?
two throws. I was saying only two throws from Stidham were good.
Yeah, that's.
The deep ball and then the touchdown. That one drive.
I don't know. I give him the first quarter.
I'm saying it again. There was two good throws from Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah, but that's coming from you.
That's fine. What do you mean they're coming from me? I watched every play of that game.
A little biased.
Why am I biased? Why would I say anything otherwise about this game?
Just
Give me examples of what's.
a little biased.
I'm not going there. Sean Payton, bad coaching job yesterday.
Yes. I had way more expectations from him. I believe he had a plan and he was the best coach out of all four coaches in the playoff. I think he had the experience to know when to do. And quite frankly, I think he knew what to do, but decided to follow somebody else's plan.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like, because I was listening to the show earlier with on the 12 o'clock show.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how he was watching the Bears Rams game and went up and said, "Why aren't they kicking the ball when the Bears didn't kick the ball? They went for two or went for it and didn't make it."
Yeah.
And he was asking, they were watching it in the clubhouse or and he was like, "Why aren't they going for two?" Because he knew what they had to do, and then when he had it on his game, he didn't go for two.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was a plan. I don't know who told him it's better to go this way, and he trusted them, and I don't know.
Can I kill him for one other decision too?
Go for it.
That push play or whatever that the Patriots ran? It was in the third quarter, right? It was 4th and 1, and it got really close. Drake May was very close to getting that first down, if not he had it. But it was pretty inconclusive, right?
Yeah.
It was right before the Patriots kicked that field goal to go up for good.
He threw a red flag.
I think that challenge was so ill-advised.
Yeah.
Because it was a frustration challenge, and the Broncos needed timeouts at the end of that game, especially when you know you're going to trail at that moment. And that's just not a play you're going to get overturned. Yeah. And that looked like a rookie coach moment for Sean Payton to throw.
Again, I think somebody told him that there was a better view on top because he kept mimicking as if there was a view from the top that was going to be better, and there wasn't.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything there.
No.
I don't know. Maybe it was him, or maybe his assistants just failed him, or a combination. Yeah. But he did not look good.
Yeah. Sean Payton, rough in terms of that. Let's go to my first Benice. And we'll go to Christian Gonzalez, right? because after that first play he gave up in terms of that long touchdown or long throw, the dude locked down. The dude locked down completely in balls that were thrown to him. But Christian Gonzalez getting a sack in this game, also a pick. Like, how many times are you going to see a guy get a sack and a pick in the same game in an AFC championship, you know? That's pretty remarkable. And also combined on 6 tackles, 5 solo tackles. Like, find me a defensive stat line that looks like that for it's not that many kind of players that can do that. So phenomenal. And the ceiling pick, which by the way kind of gave me flashbacks to Stephon Gilmore in the Super Bowl against the Rams back in 2018. So just a duck kind of ball thrown by Jarrett Stidham. Didn't really step into that throw, and it was not sure footing with the weather. And yeah, Christian Gonzalez way to recover in that game, because boy, that opening play he gave up was not great. But
yeah, he wasn't expecting that. I think every
No one
tape
was.
he saw, he didn't see all that coming. But eventually he recognized what was happening and locked down. I think that pick was just a gift. I mean, if they're gonna give it to you, you're gonna take it.
Right.
And you're gonna, do your thing. But it's just he had a heck of a game. He was so all over the place. I think that's right to give him a bit nice.
Well, I think the people who are like claiming like, what are the offenses doing? It's so vanilla. And I'm like, that's what happens when you try to push it down the field in weather like that. You know?
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
It's not an easy path.
There's no way for you to throw.
That game ends that score. That's how it goes.
And the running game for both teams was not happening.
Exactly, because the teams are keying in on it. It was a log jam. My next Benatti. Let's go to I'll kill him. Tariq Woolen with that unsportsmanlike. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing there? And I get it. The people are saying the refs are like let the guy be the guy who's like talking ish to whatever teammates he wants to, or whatever guys that are on the sideline against the Rams. But at a certain point, man, it's the game like that. It's a big game, and you just have kind of a boneheaded penalty. It's lucky the Seahawks didn't get caught. It didn't cost the Seahawks in that moment, but it really kind of did with extending that drive. And boy, the Seahawks are lucky that they're still in the Super Bowl because of it.
They scored after that, right?
They did.
So that cost them 7 points.
Yeah, I want to believe. Maybe I can find it, but it definitely cost it on the penalty there. I'm looking for it.
I want to say that. I mean, there were other players who were taunting, too, and it went throughout the whole entire game until that call.
Third quarter, Stafford incomplete pass to Nacua. That was a 3rd down and 12. Yeah. Tariq Woolen caught for the taunting. Ball moves to the 34 Seattle. Next play, Puka 34-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Immediately to
It cost him, and he's lucky that they didn't lose that game, because we would be blaming him for that today.
Extremely lucky.
And it wasn't just that; he also gave up the Puka touchdown.
Yeah, he did.
He gave up the Puka touchdown.
Bad couple minutes for Tariq Woolen.
He had him, and then instead of following him, he tried to make a move, and then all of a sudden Puka's right behind him, and he can't catch him.
That's a guy, if I'm the Patriots, I'm like, who's the nutcase I can put on wide receiver wise that can irritate the guy? And I'm like, Mac Hollins or Stephon Diggs get under his skin. That can happen in the Super Bowl.
And then he started, having a conversation in the sidelines with his teammates.
Exactly.
And I think it was him or somebody else, but they were taunting a lot.
Yeah.
And there was at a time where they were both, it was chippy, but they were just letting them do whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he went and stepped over the line, and the refs got him.
Yeah. Fascinating. Let's go by Nick Spanice and to the weather forecasters who got it wrong.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to compliment the people who didn't get it right, because it kind of surprised the Broncos in Denver in terms of that snowstorm. But talk about getting a snow game in a moment where you wanted it, right? Did you want a snow game? Did you enjoy the idea of the snow game happening when it developed?
No, because I think it was developing into a good game, and then all of a sudden the wind picked up and they couldn't throw. Well, as soon as the
So
second
you don't
quarter
like
started,
you don't
it
like
just-
aesthetics like that. You don't like the snow aesthetic of
Well, I would have liked it if it was less wind. If it
Yeah.
had just been like snowy,
nice,
not too much,
just nice snow. Like
nice and cold.
I'm trying to think of that. Who had nice snow? Like what nice snow are we talking about here? Are we talking about the Rams game last year when they lost to Philly? In Philly in the playoffs? Or are we talking last week when the Patriots beat the Texans?
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe that one. They were still throwing the ball on that one.
They were throwing the ball. But
Just once you eliminate the passing game, it's really hard to score, especially if you're lack of options in the running game and
yeah.
and you're not really creative with your plays.
Like I said, it felt like Sean Payton didn't get like he found out it was going to snow in the second half. Like it felt like he didn't prepare for that. It
Right.
really did.
I think so too.
And it felt like Vrabel prepared for it. He like knew the moments where we're going to go for
I
it
think
there.
Vrabel was he just had a contingency for everything. Just
He was
because-
ready. He was ready, and he looked like the guy who knew exactly. It was very Belichick-like, because Belichick would think about those kinds of things, right? All the great coaches would think about, like, when am I going to have the strength of my team available the most, and where when it comes to the weather and its factor. And okay, like Pat Hill, we had Pat Hill on the broadcast this year,
Yeah.
and Pat tells me only the wind matters in football, like no other weather thing matters. And I think the snow can affect it a little bit, but it was windy with the snow. And they had a sideline report with Tracy Wolfson in the CBS broadcast where she literally went like one way, looking one way, it was impossible to keep her eyes open, and the other way, it was absolutely fine. You know?
Yeah.
And the Broncos had the direction that was beneficial to them in the fourth quarter, and they didn't take advantage of it. So,
It's weird because both like coaching styles come from the same tree. It's
Yeah.
the Bill Parcells.
the Parcells tree, yeah.
So from one to be, kind of ready for something that happens like that, and the other one wasn't. I don't
Right.
know.
Wild. It's wild. But anyways, I'm really killing Sean Payton today, aren't I? Let's go to my last Benatti. I'm changing it because I don't want to kill Xavier Smith over a fumbled punt. So I changed it here, Jorge, and I'm going to change it to the quote-unquote experts who specifically, the ones I heard on radio this past week that said Jarrett Stidham, at the peak of his powers, could play as good as Drake May. And I get it. I think they kind of played the same game, I'm not going to lie. But the idea that game was dictated by the quarterbacks instead of the defenses and what we're talking about there just bothered me. It was always about defense in that game. It was always about defense. It's been about defense for the Patriots these 3 weeks through this playoffs. You look at the Drake May factor and you think, oh my God, he hasn't played well. This matters. The Patriots are done. And it's been all about the other side of the ball that nobody's paying attention to. And I just want to shout out the experts who just feel like it's so, unilaterally quarterback heavy in the determination of who's winning. And here we are. By the way, these experts who claimed they knew everything, and now we sit here with Sam Darnold and Drake May and a Super Bowl together.
Awesome. I don't necessarily agree with you. I mean, I kind of do, but kind of don't. But I feel like if he would have continued done the same thing as he did in the first play,
Yep.
I think you guys would have had a harder time. But all of a sudden, you could tell that he was more limited in his skills.
Yeah.
Also, you guys didn't score a touchdown. Like the Pets didn't score a touchdown,
Didn't need to.
and quite frankly, I don't know.
Didn't need to. Yeah, Jorge, the Patriots and Broncos could have been playing until midnight last night. The Broncos weren't scoring another touchdown. You know what I'm talking
Not in
about?
that weather.
Not in that weather, no.
No.
And that's how they knew. It was cooked. The offense didn't need to put anybody in harm's way, anything in harm's way the rest of the game. Such a vanilla it is. Our best offense is defense. And that's what the Patriots decided. They weren't going to test anything on offense yesterday. Nothing. So, my last been nice. Real quick. Just really cool family moment. If you get a chance to check out a clip on social media, Christian Ellis comforting his brother, who's on the Broncos. I can't remember his brother's name, but Christian Ellis and his brother. By the way, Christian Ellis is the one who knocked the ball out of Stidham's hands and forced the fumble that ended up leading to the Patriots' only touchdown. And then his brother was the one that was trying to chase Drake May on the final play, basically, that sealed it for the Patriots when Drake May went out of bounds and won the game. So, kind of an interesting bookend moment. But there's a really nice video of him kind of comforting his brother. And I just shout out to brothers, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to brothers.
Even when they're in opposite teams.
Yeah, we know this with the Kelseys,
Still brothers.
and now we have it with the Ellises, right?
Yeah.
So, shout out to brothers.
Yeah,
man.
I saw kind of something like that, but not real brothers. But Cooper Kupp and
Stafford.
Stafford waited a long time because Cooper was doing interviews and stuff, and he was looking for him, and then he waited a long time just to say, give him a hug.
Is that the one that stings the most, Jorge? Is that Cooper Kupp's going to Super Bowl over the Rams?
Kind of, because the way of how he was treated out,
Right.
he was kind of like just let go in the back door, like not to the front door, and
Crazy.
not really giving
The respect.
that
Yeah.
he might have had. But I mean, it wasn't a bad breakup, but it wasn't necessarily
It wasn't ideal.
ideal. Yeah.
Go figure, man. Cooper Kupp. Hurting the Rams this year.
You let him go?
Is that
I
I'm trying to
get
think
what-
of other instances where that's happened, like immediate retribution for letting a team let you let you walk, and then you immediately bite the other team back. Like, it
Interesting.
can't be Brady, because Brady never beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl the next year. It's not like that. But I'm trying to think of who left that
Yeah.
team and then eventually beat that team in a heartbreaking fashion. I don't know. Maybe we think about that for a little bit and chew on it. All right, let's take a break. Let's wrap up this first hour next on 1430 ESPN.
Something delicious is coming
Welcome back to Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. To add to that Cooper Kupp stuff with him and the Rams and that whole drama and how it ended, and he admitted last night, Jorge, it's Michael Silver in The Athletic last night after the game, quote, when it ended with the Rams, we weren't in a good place. Between them, they had a confrontation, it sounded like, between Rams and Seahawks coaches last month about it, spicing it up for the game on Sunday. And I would guarantee you that was a lot of motivation for Seattle. Not just – they're certainly motivated to get to the Super Bowl, but there's one galvanizing thing you can pinpoint to. That was probably it. And the guy's a Super Bowl MVP. I don't know if he's necessarily – in the position to win another MVP in this one. There's probably some other guys that could do it. But it's just funny how life works that way. And boy, like I said before, if I'm a Rams fan sitting about that kind of scenario, I'm kind of sick to my stomach with losing that game that way.
Yeah. I feel like they had way too much confidence in confronting because they beat them in L.A.,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a hard time when they were back in Seattle. But
Yeah.
it felt almost as a neutral site, almost, not really. But in the way that they approached it, they didn't want to feel like that way. But I mean, to be honest, it's extremely hard to win games like that, and I don't know. It felt like the Rams kind of had this attitude of like they were already gonna win anyways, in a way.
There was an arrogance. You felt an arrogant energy.
Kind of,
Yeah.
a little bit. Just because, I don't know. It felt like they had like more weapons and everything, but in reality, it just.
Well, Sean McVay
like
said it openly. I'm like, I'm not prepared to talk about losing this game when he was talking about the press conference yesterday. Like how unprepared he was to discuss the loss, right?
Yeah, and quite frankly, like you don't want to feel prepared to lose, right?
No, of course
You don't
not.
want to prepare for that
Because there's a big difference between the confidence and the cockiness in the
Yeah.
NFL. You got to have like a feeling like you're going to win.
You got to be that guy.
Like you have to believe that.
Yeah.
If you go into a game saying, "Wow, I don't know," Although I think the coaches have to feel like, "Oh my God," well, just they have to be the warriors, and the players have to be the guys who are just blissfully unaware of all the issues that could come of this game. You got to just say, "Execute this way, execute that way," and you should come out on top, right?
Who was it? The one that came out with the bottles before the game,
Matt Collins for the Patriots.
right?
Yeah.
Does he not know that the Warriors won? In that movie?
Well, he won too, so sure.
The end of the movie.
I think that's more of just like intimidation. I don't think NFL players are intimidated in any sense, but I think it's more telling your players, because that's an outwardly very much like I am so confident in my people that I'm going to show, even while looking like that. It might be slightly cringe, and it probably was cringe if they lost for sure. But because he did that and they won, the amount of lack of cringe to say, I am outwardly putting myself out there and making myself look like this. And I have no fear, and I want you to have that no fear as well.
I just feel like it was the wrong. I mean, in the movie, the Warriors, he calls out the Warriors, and then the Warriors beat them,
Yeah.
right? With that call.
People don't know that, though. I think
I
the idea
I
was
don't-
like, we want to be the bullies.
To me,
Right.
well, okay, all right. I guess
We're the bullies
that's-
here.
That's how it goes.
We're going to
but
come into your house and we're going to bully you.
to someone that really
And-
likes that movie, I'm like,
I
that's
know.
not what that's for. But
I get
okay.
it. Jorge, did the Patriots not go into Denver and bully Denver yesterday?
I wouldn't say bullying.
Is 7 points and scoreless at 55 minutes is bullying? I think that's bullying.
No, that's not bullying.
Oh,
it would've
what
been
is bullying then?
You
What
know
are we
what was
talking about?
bullying? What happened with the Niners and the Seahawks? That was bullying.
Okay.
That was bullying. That what you guys did was get lucky to not get scored
Get
on.
lucky to not get scored on is
Yes.
crazy.
Yes, that's what
crazy
happened to you
talk.
guys.
I'm gonna have to deal with this for 2 weeks, aren't I?
Also, I
The
don't
get
know.
lucky factor is insane.
I don't know how you end up behind the ball and you throw a forward pass, a backwards pass.
Oh, we're gonna go there. We're gonna go there.
I just don't understand that. I just don't get that.
Okay. Well, I would recommend and
I seen the pictures. I seen the line. I'm like,
Jorge. I'm not touching a hot stove, but a lot of people are disputing what they're seeing on the internet lately, in videos and anything. So I would recommend.
I mean, it's not okay. Well, I'm not.
What I
yeah,
see-
I'm not.
I know what I see is the ball is he starts throwing the ball at the 15 and the ball lands at the 13. And to me, that sounds like backwards.
I just don't think that's where he. He landed.
Well, remember they talk about forward pass, like when a guy pitches it, like we've seen it in
Now, if
instances.
they would have called a fumble, I would have believed that. better.
Here's the thing, though, Jorge. Here's the thing. Like Josh Allen, think of a play. Josh Allen has a few plays sometimes where he's like running and then he sees a guy next to him and he just pitches it out. And it looks like it's going straight sideways to him. But theoretically, they always call this. It's always a forward pass because he pitches it at where he's at and the ball is caught 2 yards in front. And that's a forward pass. It's illegal. And so in the same instance of that, we're talking about Stidham letting go of the ball at the 15. The ball is going backwards at the 13. Even though the perception looks like he throws it forward, the ball, that doesn't matter. What matters is where did the ball start and where did it end up? And
Maybe
it
the
ended
NFL
up.
script just was already written.
Okay,
You know?
and you're just not listening to my logic. If it starts at the 15 and it ends at the 13, it went 2 yards backwards, correct?
I just felt like the right time to read the script and go with
Okay.
it.
All right. This is illogical, and I'm not going to argue with it. You just know I'm right, and this is where you go into. You just devolve into conspiracy NFL, whatever. You really think the NFL was going to fix a game for Jared Stidham?
For
Yeah. You really
no,
think?
for the Patriots.
Yeah. You don't want Jared Stidham in that game. Aren't you happy the
No,
Patriots
for
are in this rather than Jared Stidham for 2 weeks? You don't
I
want to do.
would have.
You do not say with
the
your
amount
chest
of-
that you feel like you want to have Jared Stidham for 2 weeks, getting ready for this.
The
you
amount of
cannot
Cinderella stories.
You cannot
that
put
would've
10
come out,
toes down
The
and tell
Cinderella
me.
story would have been rewritten with
No.
him.
No, you cannot give me 10 toes down saying you wanted Jared Stidham for 2 week talk ahead of Sam Darnold. Hell no, you didn't. You're so much happier this is a better game than that. Trust me.
That Cinderella story would have been Cinderella.
The Patriots are a
the
Cinderella
most
story.
Cinderella stories to be Cinderella.
All right, we're done with this. We're done with this. We got to end the hour. We'll be back with another hour next on 1430 ESPN.
Citizens Business Bank is a proud sponsor of the Fresno State
bench.
Because once again, I have to come on there and talk about how right I am once again in anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks. But super excited to be here.
Phil Bonatti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right. Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader here on this Monday. Just 45 minutes or so before we send it off to Chicago. Yes, Chicago. This game's happening, right? I know the weather's been insane.
Yeah, it's happening. They already have it in the schedule. They didn't change the schedule at all.
I know. I was just thinking, because some weather was affecting some games in Milwaukee and some in Memphis.
There were some makeup games going today.
Yeah.
That didn't happen in the weekend, and some of them that were changed.
Yeah.
Were for today.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I was just wondering. I'm like, I looked at the weather in Chicago. Looks like it's nice, chilly 7 degrees today.
Yeah. I mean, I checked it about an hour and a half ago, and it was still going. So
it's crazy to think we're checking weather
going
for basketball, which is for an indoor sport. But
I was just checking to make sure I didn't get no notices of changes.
I have some burning questions here. Just thinking here on this Monday. Or do you want to maybe let's segue to the weather question I have, because there's been discourse about this on Twitter, and there's some people who frankly I feel like have wrong opinions about it, but should there be a movement to neutral site the conference championships because they matter so much and that the weather can affect it, or is that football?
No, I think for that it's like your entire season you went through it, and you were the first one in the you want the right to take that.
You want the right of that advantage too, right?
Yeah.
That you play in a cold climate. Okay, we're in the same page. I just wanted to know the thoughts.
I just feel like for that it's different. For that you won the advantage.
Yeah.
Because you want to play at home.
Yeah.
You don't want to give any away. Exactly what happened, in Seattle.
Well, yeah.
It gets loud.
Yeah.
It gets loud in Seattle.
You have your own advantages.
Right.
Robert Kraft came out and said it, I think last week. He said, I'm never building a dome because I like the advantage of having snow. I like the advantage of forcing teams to come deal with it and play in the elements.
Yeah, and Denver
Buffalo was the same way.
Denver should have known.
Kansas City's the same way, although Kansas City's going to lose that advantage because they're building the dome in 3 years.
Also, there's a little bit of a difference in Buffalo. I believe that there's so much snow there sometimes that it makes it hard for people to go.
Yeah,
and
they moved a game or two. I know.
Had to spend time.
I remember the early 2010s where they had to go play a game in Detroit. I remember they had to play it on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And only the regional people who lived, I think it was I can't remember. There was a couple instances where they had to play in Detroit because of some issue with the snow.
Yeah, they just didn't have the.
Yeah.
One was played in New York City, wasn't it?
No. I don't remember that, but I know they played some in Toronto too.
Toronto, that's what it was.
But I think they were experimenting with the idea of doing a Toronto game once every year. But
I think that's a good idea for that one. But other Kansas City, I don't know. It doesn't get that bad.
They had ice storm. Remember that Miami game, the Miami wildcard game that was 10 degrees below. It was crazy cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they the whole.
Well, if you put a little bit of a shade, I think you'll be fine.
A shade?
A little shade.
A shade? You think shade's helping you with the cold?
Oh yeah. You're not.
Or are you telling me you're cold? You're going to put out an umbrella?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, depends how cold it is.
I want to go to Lexi for this real quick because Jorge talking crazy stuff. An umbrella? We're covering ourselves if we're what are we doing here? With the cold weather.
Well, I mean, I get get the umbrella if you're thinking about like how it's sunny out. You're gonna put an umbrella up to
course.
keep shade. So
Yeah.
and when it rains, you're gonna have an umbrella. So like sun.
Yeah.
Like when it snow, put an umbrella up to keep it off you. So you, but like you also need a heater.
But the umbrella breaks, right? Because then you just
I
got to shake
mean-
off the snow. Like this is what happened to the Viking Stadium. Like
I mean, it's not. I'm not
20
gonna
years
be out
ago.
there with like 10 pounds of snow on my umbrella.
yeah.
I'm gonna be shaking it off.
Well, what about the poor suckers that have to sit behind you?
Well, I'm not gonna be doing it in the stadium.
Oh, you're only doing it in the tailgate or whatever. If you had to go to a cold weather,
Yeah. Well, what they don't let you bring umbrellas to the stadium.
some do. I don't know.
I mean, I don't remember. No, what stadium lets you bring an umbrella?
Oh, baseball. Yeah.
No.
All right, we're losing the plot of this conversation.
I'm like,
I wanted to just add, because I simply
I do get though that there's an advantage to having weather in stadiums.
Yeah.
sometimes.
like, are people mad yesterday because they felt the game was inadequate of a title game because of the weather, or are they mad because the result didn't happen the way they thought because of the weather?
I don't think that weather had anything to do with the result.
Do you think
Well-
the Patriots are winning no matter what?
No, that's not true. That's not true because I've been saying the whole time that the wind, made it difficult for them to throw the ball,
Yeah.
which the Broncos were
Yeah.
not counting on.
Just objectively, Lexi, I want to ask, do you think weather should determine the outcome of a sport that, for some people think like, if you want to go pure results and want to get the right result, do you think weather should be this crazy factor that just changes everything? Or do you think that's fair or unfair if you think about it in that way?
I don't think it's fair. I think because think of the Denver Broncos. You live in Denver.
Yeah.
Why are you not expecting it to snow?
That's what it
Like-
felt like yesterday.
Like, why are you not expecting that? If
Yeah.
you live in somewhere that's gonna snow, expect it, especially in winter.
Yeah,
Like, obviously in San Francisco, if it snows, you're gonna be like, what is this?
exactly.
But if it's Denver, if it's anything, even the Patriots, they should all be versed in how
Yeah.
to play in snow. So I don't think weather should have changed anything. You should have already trained in this and known how to done it.
Well said, right? Because if you're a team who lives there, by the way, the Broncos look like they were ill prepared for the snow yesterday. Like just did not have any idea that was coming to them at all yesterday.
They should have been there. They always say they take advantage of their altitude, right?
Yeah.
They even have it on their helmet, 52,
Yeah,
whatever, because 5,000 feet.
Mhm.
So if you know that you're gonna be in the cold weather in the mountains,
yeah.
I mean it snows there all the time.
Well, and I think here, yeah, and I want to go to the other argument because they want to the NFL eventually wants to neutral site these. You would bet because they want to create these kind of it's like this college playoff, right? Where we just have these arbitrary places where we play games now, and where we're going to have those certain destinations because you're going to make the cities pay for you're going to get the hotel revenue because all these fans who aren't these fans of these teams are going to go because it's a pageant event, basically, tied to a football game, all the pageantry. But you lose that advantage as a one seed if you don't have that game as a host. And I think the players will fight for that no matter what. I think the travel matters in that fact as well. And I think the familiarity of being able to play at home should be an inherent advantage, not for only just one round. If you're a one seed and you only get to play one home game and then you have to go play, I don't know, Miami. If we put that game in Miami yesterday and then we're playing in the Super Bowl in Santa Clara, then I just don't think that's fair to the one seed.
I don't understand the idea of a casual fan going to, the divisional playoff of championship. Because if it's not my team, I'm not gonna go.
Of course not.
I'm not gonna go.
Yeah.
And I think that's the wrong way of thinking about it. Because
But what if you
I'm
live
not
in
interested as much as going there because there's not a lot of for me as a casual fan instead of
Jorge,
an actual fan of a team that's
so,
there.
So in the scenario, you live in Santa Clara. You live 10 minutes from the Levi Stadium. It's Rams Seahawks, I don't know, for the NFC. Or how about this? It's Vikings and Panthers for the NFC in a couple of years. I don't know, whatever. Are you going to go just because you're like, well, that's interesting, and one of these teams is going to go play in a Super Bowl? Are you going to go?
No.
Not at all.
No, and the reasoning for me is that if that's close to me, right?
Yeah.
Now am I gonna waste money to go there, and how much money am I gonna waste? How much is it gonna cost me?
Okay.
Because they're not gonna be cheap, because they know they're
Okay.
championship games, right?
I get you. All right. Okay. Same logic. It's like Switzerland versus Japan, and it's at Levi Stadium. Same premise for soccer. And it doesn't matter what you care about in terms of the grand scheme. You're still going to go?
Yes, because it only happens once every 4 years.
Okay.
That's more of a. I've never been to a World Cup soccer game,
Yeah.
and I would like to go.
Okay.
Now, if I had already gone to one and I felt the experience and I see,
And you hated it?
and maybe if I hated it, I wouldn't go to it.
Yeah.
If I loved it and I want to redo that experience, maybe
Yeah.
I'll go to it again. But the difference there is that one is a niche that only happens once every 4 years, as to one that happens every year
Yeah.
after the season.
Here's what's happening. Pay attention to what's happening right now. The conversation around this. Not only is they want to keep it fair and they want to, everybody's getting mad because they feel like a team is in the Super Bowl right now that they feel like doesn't deserve it because it was kind of the last man standing on that side of the bracket. But in terms of the weather and in terms of the controlling the game and where's the purity of it, keep in mind the NFL is going to eventually have a international Super Bowl at some point. Like we're getting there. We're careening to a Super Bowl in London. It's going to happen. And keep that in mind in terms of do they want to put two neutral site games because of that, because the Super Bowl is making it an international event. Because think about what Robert Kraft was saying last week as well about how they're kind of capping out right now in terms of the U.S. audience. There's not much growth left. And in a business about growth and a business about continuing to expand, which is how, people and businesses work in this country, right? Whether you like it or not, it's going to land in that way.
They want to keep growing.
Exactly.
Well, the thing is that once they hit the top, you either stay there or you go down because there's no more top to go to. There's no more higher ceiling.
Well, they've conquered the United States, Jorge. Now they're ready to conquer the world. That's the NFL.
Yeah, because they're afraid that they might start going down and, the football won't be as popular.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of what Kraft said, it's plans that especially the players might not want to go with.
Yeah.
Or have their doubts.
Well, that's going to take conversations in consideration.
And a lot of money.
And a lot
of money, which...
Well, they got to project that, right? You got to prove to the players that money is showing up.
Well, yeah, but the owners wants to keep a lot of that money.
Oh, I know they do.
And that's going to be a problem for them.
Yeah.
I could already see it.
Are you ready for lockout part? No, we're not projecting lockout.
It could be in a couple years.
The NFL is such a cash cow.
It could be in a couple years.
The players are not dumb enough to end that. This thing is such a cash cow. It's insane. Before we end this segment, one more burning question for you. This is a little more fun one for it. What fan base had a worse Sunday yesterday based off of the results? The 49ers? The Bills? Or the Jets? And I have three different reasons for it. For the 49ers, quite simply, is knowing that Rams or Seahawks are going to play in your stadium for a Super Bowl title. And
now we already... Well,
yeah, but unless you've already compartmentalized that fact, then maybe it's not as bad for you, right?
I mean, I personally don't think that's a big deal anymore.
Okay. All right.
Maybe if it was the Rams, I would have a bigger crowd.
Okay.
The Seahawks...
Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm okay with it.
All right. So we eliminate the Niners. We eliminate the Niners out of this question. So who had a worse Sunday yesterday, fan base wise, the Bills or the Jets? And I would enter the Bills simply for the idea that they have gone now 8 years without making a Super Bowl with Josh Allen, and the Patriots won 2 with Drake May. And they had all those chances. Or the Jets, who quite simply let Sam Darnold walk, and now they're watching him play in a Super Bowl. Oh, and by the way, the Patriots are in the Super Bowl too. after you've been rebuilding for so many years.
I would say that the Broncos, the Vikings, and the Jets probably had the worst time last night.
We're not counting Buffalo.
I
I'm feeling
Well,
a certain way of
look,
Buffalo.
Buffalo has went to 5 straight, or what is it, 4 straight Super Bowls and lost them all. So they
No.
know what it feels.
But I'm
to-
talking specifically your Buffalo fan that's about 25 years old who's known Josh Allen since his rookie year.
I'm millennial Buffalo fan.
And you're and you're watching, and you've known the Patriots
A
were
Gen Z
winning all
Buffalo
those
fan.
times, and you're like, all right, great, we have our Tom Brady, we're ready to roll. We have our Tom Brady, we got our coach, we're gonna run through the AFC East. And after 8 years, you let the Patriots back in.
See, I feel like that's more like them not feeling bad, but you feeling a lot better about yourselves, and bad for them.
So because I've seen Bill fans ranting right now. That's all. That's why I'm bringing it up. If you don't feel like it, that's fine. Then maybe it's the Jets. Maybe it's the Jets fans today that feel the worst, right? Because it's a kick in the nuts both sides. Because it's Sam Darnold coming in as a quarterback that used to play for that Jets team, and then it's the Patriots on the other side, the fan base and the team that torments you for 25 years.
Yeah, they probably have it the worst because they threw away a quarterback that would have probably been, the quarterback of the future, their franchise
Should have been.
quarterback.
It should have been.
And they threw him away because they didn't know how to give him good plays. They didn't know how to handle him. I mean, he had a good first season, and then all of a sudden it just nothing progressed. They just stagnated. And
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention the other reason the Bill fans are feeling horrible is because I probably legit would have beat the Patriots yesterday too. Like, let's be honest with ourselves.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you're
Probably.
sitting there like, if we get a call,
If they would have gone before instead of the Broncos,
if we had that catch, if Brandon Cooks caught that ball a week ago, and we're down there in the territory, and we're kicking the field goal, and we're going to New England, we're sure as you know what beating that Patriots team by 15. But instead, guess what? You've been 8 years on top of that division, and now you're still not going to the Super Bowl, and that team you hated for just so many years is going. 8 years with Josh Allen, you're not there, and 2 years with Drake May, they're in. I would be sick.
I don't know.
Can I give a
I don't
late
know if
entry to the
there would
Texans? Texans fans out there who just say, CJ Stroud, if you just act any sort of competent, we'd be
So you
talking about going to a Super Bowl here.
Want to just throw the whole AFC in there?
Why not? Ravens, Steelers, Chargers. Who else has been personally victimized by this Super Bowl matchup? Kansas City, I don't think they have any gripes.
No, they just didn't have.
They just stunk.
Yeah, they didn't have a team this year.
Titans. How are you feeling about a Titans fan today? If you're a Titans fan, you saw Vrabel make a Super Bowl in his first year as a coach. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about that one?
Yeah, I don't know.
Man, maybe Titan fans have it worse. I don't know. I'm just starting to realize it. I don't know. I think the Jets have had the worst day yesterday, to be honest with you. Outside of the Rams and
They were probably not watching the game, anyways.
they're sitting in a dark dungeon in their basement, just hate watching, because that's all they got. Jorge, they were locked in with 10 inches of snow out in the East Coast. Like, what else are they doing? Like, what are they? They're not. They're locked in, Jorge. They're forced to. It's like Clockwork Orange down in the basement for the Jets fans, right? They got the eyes peeled open. You know the scene I'm talking about. Forced to watch. Anyways, all right. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we wrap up the show. Hey, Lakers coming up next on 1430 ESPN.
It's the best time of year.
Welcome back to Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. One more segment, and then we're off to Chicago for Lakers and Bulls basketball. Lakers 27-17. Bulls are 23-22 on the season. Very volatile Bulls team, by the way. Very strange season. Lakers coming in with a win in their back pocket from that Mavericks comeback. Did you see that game on Saturday, Jorge? Did you get any shot to look at the highlights of that one?
Yeah, I saw the ending. of it.
Wild.
I didn't think they were gonna win that one.
No chance. They were dead in the water in the third quarter.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Luka just turned it up. I feel like he was the main guy that turned it up. But, the whole team kind of just rallied together. But it was a good game.
Rui with a couple of big shots, big three-pointers. Mavs led by 15, Jorge, with 7:41 to go in the basketball game. They were 15 with 7:41 to go, and the Lakers closed the game with a 29-8 run. The Mavericks had outscored the Lakers 50-22 from the start of that second half of that point before the Lakers then went on that 29-8 run. Felt like they really needed that one too. Like they needed that one to go their way. Because if you're not beating Dallas, where are the wins on this road trip, right? And there's a relatively easy path to find if the Lakers want to go on a run here. And sometimes road trips galvanize and put you together, and that's what we're looking at here potentially as they take on the Bulls, who are a relatively mediocre basketball team. Then they take on the Cavaliers, who are, whoever they are, 27-20, so that's not as easy for the Lakers in terms of it. Then on Friday, you get Washington. Anybody can be Washington, right, Jorge? 10-34.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of the kings of the East, right? I'm kidding.
All right.
Easy there. Anyways. But it feels attainable. The Knicks are sliding, right? And they have them on the schedule, and then they're at the Nets, so it's like and there's a nice day of rest between every game, too. So it's no back-to-back situation for the Lakers here. And so the question is what they look like coming out of this one in terms of a road trip. But Luka's been magical, man. Luka's been insane. Which, by the way, you think he's mad about being traded, Jorge? Have you heard his stats against the Mavericks?
Yeah, he's definitely mad. I mean, he's always said that he it was an unexpected thing, and he didn't really like the way that was handled. He
is 33, 9, and 10. That's 33 points per game, 9 rebounds per game, 10 assists per game.
I saw that they asked him after the game, like, so how do you feel coming back here? Did you does it still feel like home? And he's like, well, when I was coming in, I started going to the home locker room instead of the visitors because I'm so used to it. But then I remember I had to go the other way.
He forgot?
Yeah.
He forgot where he was going?
Just because he, so many times he's been there. But
right.
Also, one thing that he did that I saw that they were talking to him about, he bought a 20-person suite.
Yeah.
For fans, Mavs fans, who said nice things about him on the internet.
Oh, really?
About
they found the receipts?
Because a lot of people said there was a lot of controversy on when him leaving, but a lot of people were like, "Hey, thank you for you being here."
And the Mavs allowed this.
He bought the suite and he got tickets for them, and they were there.
Okay, I get that, but if you're the Mavericks team,
well, they didn't talk bad about the Mavs. They were just like, "Hey, thank you for being here this whole time. We really enjoyed you."
Yeah, but I would want to avoid any sort of conversation about that trade ever in my life, even though I know it's never going to go away.
I mean,
even if you fire the guy who did it,
I thought it was a nice thing to do for the fans.
It is a nice thing, and of course, the fans were hurt, man. The fans were ready to riot. Like they were going insane over the trade. I'd still be crazy about it. I have a trade in my life where I feel crazy about it. I don't know if you have one, but
Your Boston.
yeah, my Mookie Betts trade.
Mookie Betts.
I'll never forgive him, even though I root for him. But
yeah.
I don't know if you got a trade like that in your life. But
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in soccer.
any transfer that like hurt, like really hurt, or yeah,
I can't think of one. Let's see.
Didn't Mbappe do something?
Maybe you know what? Navarro Bowman, when he left and he went to the Raiders.
Yeah, but
That
he
was
was
kinda like,
hurt,
oh,
man. He was
yeah.
hurt. He was hurt. Alex Smith going to the Chiefs. You don't miss him.
He was already.
He was already on the
out.
decline.
Let's see.
TL going to the Cowboys.
No.
No, you don't feel anything to TL. What about
Well,
Jerry Rice to the
T.O.
Raiders?
didn't go. That was probably like the worst one.
Yeah.
But that was so long ago that when T.O. left, he went to
Well, he went to Philly.
Philly first.
That's still.
If he would have gone straight to the Cowboys,
straight to the Cowboys.
it would have felt a little different.
Yeah.
It would have stung more.
Yeah.
But no,
Nobody in the Kings. I can't think of any
Can't think
king
of any.
that's going to make you irritated.
the Kings do it themselves.
Yeah, they just do it themselves. Whatever.
You know, Bowie Cousins, no,
Yeah.
get out of here.
You know. I got nothing. I got nothing for you. I don't know. Anyways,
Um,
by the way, Luka, one of 4 players to average double-digit assists per game versus Dallas ever. Only other players to do that: Magic Johnson, Trae Young, and John Stockton, to name a few. Excuse me. What are we looking for tonight in this game? Lakers, like I said, on their 4th game of their 8-game road trip. They're 15-9 on the road this season. That's best. That's 6th best in the NBA. The Lakers are kind of road warriors right now this season. They're only behind. Actually, Jorge, you want to take a guess on the other 5 teams that are better on the road this season than them? It's an interesting list. Yeah. There's
teams
five teams that have a better road record than the Lakers this season.
better road record.
Yeah. Percentage.
All right. Percentage wise.
Give me some teams. Come on. Give me some teams.
Okay, I would say. Is it
There's some good ones.
the North?
No, give me some teams. Come on. Who's really good
Milwaukee.
this year? No, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee?
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Oklahoma?
Yeah, there you go. Thunder.
Okay, Oklahoma. The Knicks?
No.
No. Let me see. Sixers?
Sixers are 1. I don't know how you got it, but they are. Yeah, they're the 5th best.
Right,
There's a
Sixers.
real obvious West one, and then I'll give you the East Coast teams. There's a real obvious West one.
The Clippers.
No, well, the Clippers are horrible. What are you talking about?
The Warriors.
Oh, they're worse. Come on.
Well, you said it was obvious.
Who's got an MVP? Who's got an MVP?
LeBron?
The Nuggets. Come on. Where are you at? Jokic, man.
San Antonio?
You just no. You're done. That was the only West team that's better than them and the Thunder. The Pistons and the Raptors and the Sixers are the East teams that have a better road record.
I was going to say Pistons.
I knew you were. Of course. Now you know. Now you think you're going to say the Pistons.
No, I really was because I was going to say Detroit, but I kept saying I kept thinking Lions.
Sure.
Should have said.
Should have said it.
Yeah.
By the way, LeBron James, if you want to key in on something, he's been held under 20 points in his last 2 outings versus Chicago. The 3rd straight game today would match his longest streak against any team in his career of being held under 20. Do you think LeBron gets over under 20 today?
Under.
Under? You're going under?
Yeah.
How about Luka? Can he go 33, 11, and 8? If he has another game with 33 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds, he would tie Magic Johnson for the most such games in a single season in Laker history, and we're going to play 3 more months of basketball. Can Luka Can Luka drop 30? I would imagine you're going to say yes. If LeBron's going to score less than 20, Luka's going to drop 30 tonight. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Luka with the 10 assists. He's been on fire with those. The 5 rebounds. It feels like Luka's just going to keep doing the thing he's going to be doing.
I think as long as he's healthy, he should be fine.
As long as he's healthy, right?
Yeah.
Hey, let's remind people the schedule real quick, right, Jorge? In terms of it, of course, we got tonight Lakers basketball. It's coming up in about 10 minutes or so from Chicago. Tomorrow, we have high school hoops on 14:30. We're going to be pregame at 6:15. We're going to be on at 6:30, literally across the street from us here. Bullard High hosting Memorial. That should be good. On 790, we should have Sharks. I would assume so.
Sharks, yes.
Sharks are back. On Wednesday, we're going to have Laker basketball again. This time, it's a 3:45 pregame, right? So an hour earlier than usual. We're going to be in Cleveland on Wednesday, so a shorter show again. Thursday, we'll have the full 3 hours. We're going to have the full 3 hours on Thursday from Fashion Furniture. So come hang out, have some pizza. And then Friday, 45 minutes on Friday this week because the Lakers are in
game.
D.C. against the Washington Wizards.
This is that time of the year where the Lakers kind of take over.
Just a little bit. Of course, like
Especially when they're in the...
on the East Coast. This is like their only like big East Coast trip. And then I think they got like a couple more. Like we're really not affected that much with the Lakers the rest
It's
of
like
the year.
a week thing. Well, it's the week of the Grammys because
What does that matter?
they're taking over into it. Or what is it?
What are the Grammys have to...
Crypto.
Oh, so the Grammys, because they're at crypto this week, they
Yeah.
make the Lakers go on the West or the East Coast?
Yeah.
I-
They take like a week off.
Okay. I didn't put the 2 and 2 together. You know,
You got to listen to Tony D.
Tony D knows what's up. I never watched the Grammys. So I don't watch the Grammys.
Really?
Am I missing out?
Not really.
Lexi's saying no.
Lexi?
I'm not.
You are not missing out.
I'm not
I don't
missing out.
watch it.
I watched one Grammys and I thought, I think I watched, was it 2015? And
Sometimes the performances are cool,
yeah.
but you could always catch them on later.
Who did the Super Bowl last year? Who was the halftime?
I'm blanking out.
Come on, you know.
Kendrick.
Kendrick Lamar. I watched his 2015 Grammys performance. My friend made me watch that. It was pretty
I
good.
remember that. Yeah, that was.
I thought it was pretty good.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
It's the only one I was like, all right, I'm in. And then after that, Benson Boone can flip all the way to you know what.
What's wrong with Benson Boone, bro?
Everything. Just everything. I'm tired of just guys screaming, calling that singing. It's like Imagine Dragons meets like, I don't know, something
I
worse.
know you have a hatred of Imagine Dragons, but
I don't like Imagine Dragons.
they're all right.
They need to stop yelling at me. That's what they need to stop doing. It's not music, man.
Does this sound radioactive? They have that sound radioactive? You don't
Yeah,
like that?
that's yelling. They just yell sing. I don't know what
Just
that is. Like, am I crazy here? Or do you like Imagine Dragons? I apologize if you like them.
I like a few songs, but they're not my favorite.
I feel like they're yelling at me the entire time. You know?
I feel like they're all right.
Okay. I know you play them. They play them on this show like all the time.
Oh, we don't. We don't.
I bring down the song as quickly as possible every time you throw them up here.
No. we don't even have a song.
We do have a song. We've thrown the song up once in a while. I don't know. I've seen Imagine Dragons right here on this computer screen once or twice before. I know I've seen it. Are you looking it up right now in our database if you have Imagine Dragons?
Oh, we do have.
Yeah. You played it before?
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. All right. Okay. Well, we got to wrap up here soon. A reminder, of course, follow us on social medias, ESPN Fresno. That's where you can find all of our happenings. We're going to get really active there, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of good stuff that's going to be going on. Especially you want to lock in during Super Bowl week when we're going to be there for Radio Row next week. My adventures with Joe should be good. We may have some special guests for sure. You know who I booked today? Rob Riggle.
Nice.
Yeah, we're talking to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love Rob Riggle.
Maybe he knows where Fresno is.
You should know, right? Everyone knows where Fresno is. Come on, right? People got to know. Sometimes. And then there's people who live in a bubble and have no idea where we are and what we do and what we're all about. But, hey, we're here to educate them, aren't we? All right. Well, that's our show. Guys, appreciate it as always. Great show. Coming up next, we go to Chicago. Lakers, Bulls, next on 1430 ESPN.
Angie's List is now Angie,